You knew how to pick a remote location, Shannon. Wait, is that... My God. Please, God, no. Why? Why? It didn't have to end like this, Shannon. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. One last message. Why, Olivia, did you do this?
Wake up. Look around you, Mother. This isn't one of your comic book fantasies. And Mother, I am the strongest. You made me the strongest. I'm done living in the shadows. I'm done playing my part in your little farce. I've made my choice. It's time I took my place in the real world.
And so it ends. Olivia betrayed her mother, whom she resented for years. Thought she was going to be a raider, but that was never going to happen. And Brody decided to survive.
How long has Belit been like that? I figure we left her a good half an hour ago. Maybe longer.
We can't leave her here, as Edgar says. We don't leave our pack behind.
The approach is pretty isolated. She'd technically be safe, for as long as she needed to stay here.
No, don't even think of leaving her behind.
Maxwell is correct. And besides, if necessary, I will stand guard until such time that she no longer needs to be here.
Belit, look, I mean...
Don't waste your breath. I'm tired of it. Damn you. Damn Shannon. Damn Olivia. Damn the entire world.
The same to you. We all grieve. We all lost people. If I could, I'd fucking end your pup and every shitty man you dealt with. But that ended down in the vault.
So this is how the world works now. The raiders were right. Olivia was right. How soon before we just settle everything over a fight to the death? Every slight, every misunderstanding. Is that how we are going to do things now?
It doesn't have to be that way. We can build something better. That'll last, if we only...
Just gonna say she's right, and the rest of us need to wake up. Sooner or later we'll be back to faction against faction. Doesn't matter if we call ourselves an order, responders, or Americans.
Fine, if that's your attitude, but that's a shitty way to live your life. Every day just being a countdown until you lose the next challenge to the grade A bump.
The truth is really pretty, and rare, so something we want to hear.
I love you as my friend, family, and occasional lover. But once can't you just stow your complete lack of humanity and stop looking at the wasteland as one big fun experiment?
You mistake my outlook and natural curiosity about this new world as a lack of negative feelings. I miss my parents. I miss my old friends, lovers, colleagues. Not to have them in the vault, especially in those first few years. Figured our vault was big experiment, and at some point the overseer would just take me into her confidence and we'd continue Vault-Tech's mission. I didn't expect to be a subject in that experiment. Once I realized that Vault-Tech's experiment was to create somewhat artificial emotional bonds, and to see how long those bonds could be tested. I didn't care that I was a subject. My emotions overrode everything else. Now instead of using my time wisely, mental equations, considerations, mental rehearsals for project proposals, I was clouded now by thoughts of my lovers, my friends, my new family.
That isn't a bad thing, though. I've never understood why you think it is.
But it is, for me. Because one day you'll all be gone. Or we will be at cross purpose. And my survival will depend on making decisions I may not relish.
Always just love how you tell us you will one day betray us because it'll be in your best interests.
You assume I will be the one who betrays us. It may be any of you that decides I have no right to my goods and services. I'll be called a tyrant, a hoarder, a monster, and be dealt with you. Because I stand in your way.
We would never do that. Well, at least not any of us. Maniac or some.
The history of the world in knowing all of you intimately tells me otherwise. I don't believe it will happen soon. Not tomorrow. And I can enjoy the company until then.
He is not wrong. The man-animal is the only thing in nature that knows betrayal. The Tanakana, as Zach might call it.
Romeo is looking to put together something in the next few weeks. Maybe we get more people than at Edgar's funeral. Does that mean we should on guard even there?
It is always a mistake not to be, as you say, on guard. Man is an animal of packs. We cannot be solitary creatures forever. Great things happen when we get together, but also terrible things.
And to finally answer your question, I'm staying here, as long as it takes to bury both of them, but after that, all bets are off, if I don't want to be found. Don't try and find me.
And I will stand guard over you until that last moment. And as you say, don't try and find me. I assure you, I don't want to be found.
As well, this is your chance to say something. Say it now. If she disappears like Edgar, this may be your last chance.
Billy, you may not believe me, but I love you, and if it means anything, if you had asked me, against all logic and reason, I might have just said yes.
That ship has long sailed, but whatever happens in the end, I'll always remember what you just said.
And I think, human experiment number, I don't know, subject, Maxwell Marconi, passed. Further conclusions, pending.
And with that, ladies, I do believe we should let her have her privacy, as she requested. Maybe we'll take another road back. Maybe sleep out among the stars, for a change.
So long, Belit. See you. When we see you, if you still want a piece of my ass later on at Bruno's, you're welcome to it.
I guess since this is now all over, or at least, the missions, we don't have to go back to Riverside immediately.
We committed at least 2 more weeks to this project, and upended the mission's outcome. The lair still has a lot of potential. We may need a fortified bunker before too long.
You thinking of heading back out on your own,
Maybe. I don't know. Everything has left me rather numb. I still need to gather supplies from Riverside, but after that, I don't know. I really don't.
We'll be staying there, as I say, for 2 more weeks. Wouldn't mind some company. But after that, back to my camp to see if Eric has screwed anything up yet.
I'll probably stay with you for a few more days. After that, should hunt up Jerry. See what he's up to. His power armor might need some work again. Last I checked on him, he was trying to go toe-to-toe with Dead Claws.
If everything goes well, another 3 or 4 weeks. Bruno's first. Get together. Assuming no problems with my water purifiers. I'll be donating a couple 100 gallons to everybody.
The real question is, well, we have enough booze and chems. I know we kept it light at the funeral, but people are going to want a real reason to party.
Bruno could drink most people under the table, but he was always funny when it came to chems. But then again, he may not have much of a choice.
At the very least, I could coordinate with William. At least make the chems a bit safer to consume. Also allow me to get feedback about the petrol changes. See if Mud's suggestion is actually working or not.
I might offer to help out with security arrangements for Bruno, so he doesn't have to also focus on keeping the peace. There weren't many problems at the funeral, but we might have more people. Something to consider anyway.
That's a good idea. Even for me. Any of us have a good time.
I intend to have a good time at the next one. A bit difficult to get late at a funeral. I intend to fight, drink, and screw.
Hey, Annabelle, any chance I could get you to hold my hand for a while, for old time's sake?
If we weren't in a rush, I'd give you a few quick ones in the bushes. But, okay, yeah, that sounds nice.
The ground is very rocky. You've been at that for several hours now.
And have you, with your great prowess, eyes of an eagle, actually spotted any incoming dangers while I did?
Even the mole rats are giving you a wide berth. I can't say I blame them.
I'm almost done with the second hole. At least it'll be a scenic view for both of them. I don't know if it's this weight, but I almost want to laugh.
What do you find so amusing?
Shannon, as far as I know, she never had any plans. No burial plots. She might have mentioned wanting to be buried outside at Riverside. I can't remember. No real desire for a monument to her life.
She wasn't quite that old when the bombs fell. Probably figured she'd have decades more to make that decision.
Well, that just about does it. I figure Shannon on the left, Olivia on the right, but not sure if I should bury her with her headmistress Rogelio, especially her Eye of Ra.
I would think Lara Darling would want to take up the mantle of the Mistress of Masonry. It seems fitting.
Perhaps, but I'm not Lara Darling. We already answered that question. And why? The Order is dead. Has been for decades at this point. Everybody was wiped out in the end. Order, Raiders, everybody.
And I mourn for all of them. David Thorpe was a great warrior. Shannon Rivers was too. Even Olivia. What force they would have been together. But people like that, there can only be one Alpha.
I thought they were such different people, but so little actually separated them. Half the raiders weren't even really raiders, just people trying to survive. And the price of that survival was to enact David's terror campaigns.
A raider is just a rather silly title to give something in nature. The wolf is not a monster. The death plot was made a monster. Mankind is cruel and thoughtless, but, again, just a part of nature.
And in goes Olivia. And now, for you, my beloved mentor and friend, I commit you to the arms of your favorite place.
Please, give them their eternal rest, and let them know peace and death that they were denied in life.
Have you decided to join Sek in his circle of believers and daydreamers?
I don't really know who or what is listening. Just that, something is, to give it a name would diminish its truth, perhaps. Ezekiel Black is a good man though. There is no need to besmirch him.
You are right. He is a man of God. I don't know if that makes him a good man or not, but you are right. I decided you might be right. No need to let her Eye of Ra go to waste. We can't afford to waste anything. It's just a piece of costume jewelry. The Mistress of Mystery is a fictional character. So is Laura Darling. But I think I'm going to just stand here for a while and play pretend once more.
What do you want to pretend?
We are holding a big yet tasteful funeral for them both. A fancy cemetery with plenty of monuments and mausoleums. A hired preacher. A bit of press coverage. I'm dressed in one of my more expensive black dresses. Sunglasses to hide my tears.
And why have I been invited to such an occasion?
The heir to the Clayton family. Makes perfect sense. And I know we were never that close. But can I make one request?
And what would you ask of me?
To just hold my hand and stand here for just a little while.